And we are here with the MLQ Series of the Week. My name is Harry Greenhouse. I am with Ethan Sturm for our marquee matchup with the Washington Admirals hosting the New York City Titans. Washington Admirals' first games of the year, while New York City Titans getting their third series of the year. We're about to get ready for game one. Ethan, you ready?
Oh, I am so excited. I mean, this is a series that we've been building to all week long. This is a completely new-look Washington team, one of the better quaffle cores I think we've seen across the league. But this New York team, I mean, it's veteran. It tends to always get the job done in this East Division, with maybe the exception of their series against Boston. And I don't think anything short of another series win will be acceptable for the Titans here.
No, 100%. So we'll see what comes out in this big-time series. We're about ready to be prepared for the brooms up of this game. New York has J.C. Arencibia, John Jackson, Lindsey Morella, Ellie Lisick starting the quaffle positions with Michael Parada and Frank Minson at beater. Here comes the brooms up. And there it is. It's going to be a win of the quaffle, New York. Bludgers are going to go to Washington. Starting for Washington, John Sheridan, Jules Baer, Brian Mulcahy and Tyler Trudeau at chaser, with Bernie Burgess and Katrina Hicks at beater.
Yeah, we didn't know what beaters we were going to see from Admirals. We knew they were going to have to be trying some people out. It looks like the first solution is going to be having Bernie Burgess play alongside Katrina Hicks, a veteran beater in her own right, but Bernie much less so.
Yeah, and a very quick bludger turnover there as Frank Minson's able to take it from Burgess. Now, John Jackson is looking to attack the center of this Washington zone, but nothing home so far. Jackson looking for the right side, wrapped up by Sheridan, passes back to Arencibia, who's wrapped up by Mulcahy. Arencibia's going to get beat. There's a giant pileup for the ball with a bludger right there with Ayala Silver, but we don't know who has quaffle here. A lot of chaos. And it's going to be Tyler Trudeau is going to pick up the quaffle at the end of that. A lot of players beat. He's looking to turn the other way. A beat is going to miss Trudeau. Trudeau driving all the way through the lane. Finds Sheridan. Sheridan scores. 1-0 Admirals to start the game 1 minute in.
Yeah, complete beater chaos. But it was the Washington's physicality on defense that really did the trick. You know, we weren't sure what defense we were going to see from the Admirals. A lot of players coming from a lot of different systems. But Mark defense makes so much sense for this first line. Brian Mulcahy, John Sheridan, both excellent tacklers. Tyler Trudeau, an excellent tackler in his own right. And really, they made it count on that first possession with multiple just complete stops.
Here comes Jackson looking to drive. His shot's going to go wide. Arencibia looking to pick it up behind the hoops. He's beaten the foot there by Cody Nardone. A race to the quaffle on the far edge of the field. It is Julia Baer who's going to win it and find Trudeau. And Trudeau's immediately looking to run. Trudeau, passing behind the hoops to Mulcahy. Mulcahy facing pressure, finds Sheridan. Sheridan looking to make a move. Over the top to Baer. Baer scores!
Oh, and you know, this is some of the best passing we've seen in the league already. We talked about how good this quaffle core was going to be, and they are coming out and putting in a show on the opening minutes here. All four players touching the ball there, just completely splitting that Titans defense apart.
And the Titans just didn't know what to do, and they looked at a complete panic. And right now, Titans have yet to have a bludger on the defensive end for either Washington possessions. And Frank Minson and Kerry Donnelly need to find a way to get control here. Arencibia with quaffle looking to drive on Mulcahy. He's wrapped up hard. The shot goes missing, and Trudeau's picking up the quaffle. Finds Julia Baer, who's looking to drive down the left side of the field. Back to Trudeau. Trudeau past one, past another, looking to drive over to Mulcahy.
Ooh.
He tries to hit it to Sheridan, and it's no good. And it's going to be a loose ball on the ground. Ellie Lisick jumps on it.
Yeah, I like Mulcahy's idea, but I think he might have caught Sheridan a little off guard, as it looks like Nardone's going to make a play for bludger control here right in front of us. But, yeah, I mean, I think the way he kind of slapped it across, there was no beater, so there was no pressure. Probably could have gotten possession of it if he wanted. Maybe he was just trying to do it as quick as possible, but caught his teammate a little off guard. I think cost him some points. But again, there were no bludgers back. Minson and Donnelly losing that first exchange with Nardone and Melissa Smith, who's also subbed into the game now. Melissa Smith, a veteran from the Maryland program, and probably the most veteran and skilled beater on this team.
Yeah, and she's been a huge important factor for the Admirals in the years past, and she's going to have to be trusted to do it again. Now, bludger control with the Admirals, with Cody Nardone and Melissa Smith. John Jackson with quaff on the center, looking to drive over the top. The shot is no good. John Sheridan's going to immediately pick up the rebound and look to turn it the other way for the Admirals. Sheridan is slowing the quaffle down to the top. Passes over to Trudeau. Trudeau across the Baer. Baer scores!
Oh, and that's so clean from Baer. But again, there were no bludgers back. it's just been so clean from the Admirals in these exchanges, even in the exchanges that they are, losing the initial exchange. I think in that one, Minson got an initial beat off on Smith, but the other beater can clean up the play and keep bludger control and create the no bludger situation because of how confident they are in this Quaffle defense we were talking about. And so far, I don't think I've seen a Titans player get past a tackle cleanly.
No, they haven't. And Frank Minson's just getting completely shellacked on the field. He hasn't been able to produce bludger turnovers and hasn't produced anything on the defensive end to make something happen right now. And Washington is turning it into goals.
Yeah, but that's going to be a foul on Nardone. And it's going to be a beater power play that I think the Titans are going to capitalize on.
Crawford looking to drive here, goes to his left side, wrapped up by Mulcahy, but he shoots and Crawford's going to score 30-10.
Yeah, in that run all the way to the semifinals in 2019 at that championship, Crawford was just a consistent offensive presence for this team. A really nice job to cut through, absorb some contact, get the shot off. We don't see enough teams take advantage of beater power plays. They take advantage of one there, and they finally have bludger control. Let's see what they can do with it.
All right, Trudeau bringing Quaffle up the center of the field, looking to attack, can't find anything, passing back to Farnan. Farnan covered by Crawford, gets a screen. Farnan just looking on the right side. Minson clearing out Sheridan. Farnan just being really slow, backing it up. Farnan looking for a block of a bludger, is able to complete it. And again, just not finding anything, passing across to Sheridan. Sheridan looking to drive on Lisick. Sheridan shoots, he scores! Sheridan getting past the rapid tackle of Lisick and scoring.
Yeah, great movement. They didn't even clear out all the bludgers, but it's just minding their time and using the spacing. Their passing has been so crisp all over the field, and they were just picking this New York team apart early.
Yeah, 40-10 the score, and New York having to do a major sub as they're down 3 early on, going to one of their classic lines into this game. Rachel Ayala Silver and Jason Rosenberg at beater, Michael Yada Parada, Taylor Crawford, Mohagog, and Lindsey Morella at the Quaffle positions.
Yeah, Yada tends to be a calming presence on this team. We'll see what he can do with the ball in his hand.
Yada was pressured by Farnan, but he's out of the play. Ayala Silver looking for a beat on Smith. Crawford getting Quaffle on the left side, passing over to Yada. Yada dump shot over the top. He scores. Beautiful drop shot from Yada.
Yeah, just took advantage of the wide open hoops. We haven't seen all that much mid-range shooting in this league. I think we'll probably see more of it next weekend as Boston comes to play. But yeah, and then Trudeau goes right through Crawford here.
Trudeau all the way down the field, coast to coast, a spin and a shot and a goal from Tyler Trudeau, the Team USA keeper, making it happen.
Harry, you played a lot of years with Tyler. I think me and you both know how deceptively tricky it is to really get a hand on Tyler, especially when he unleashes that spin move. Taylor Crawford is one of the best point defenders in the entire sport. I think he barely touched Trudeau as he went by him there.
No, you can't let Trudeau get ahead of steam because he can just beat you with his speed and his strength, or he can hit you with a set of moves, and that's just deadly from him. Yada trying to respond here, bringing Quaffle down on the right side of the field, over to Morella. Morella. Back over to Yada on a cross pass. Yada shoots. It looks like I believe he scored there.
Yeah, I think it was good.
50-30. Beautiful passing play from Morella and Yada. But here comes Rachel Heald down the center of the field. Heald passing over to Cole to TJ Jenner. And Jenner, he scores.
Jenner freshly onto the field. It's a player we've talked about a lot in the offseason, a young player from the Maryland program. This is only, I believe, his third competitive weekend of Quidditch ever. Played 2 tournaments with Maryland. That was now a year and a half ago, and now finally on the pitch for the Admirals. Just a ridiculous athlete, a lefty, has a great sense for the game. Excited to see what he can do here. But that was really just an all-around really nice team goal. More great passing and transition from Washington.
Washington getting a lot of good passing plays, and the Titans are trying to look to respond here. Yada looking to drive into the middle. Yada pass behind to Crawford. Crawford slows it down, covered by Hogan. Crawford looking to shoot. Over the top. His shot is no good. New York's going to get it, but it will be a reset.
Yeah, what I've liked about what New York's been doing a little bit better is they've been timing their plays a little closer to their beating game so that the passes are going off before the opposing beaters can recover. And I think it's just creating a tiny bit more space that New York's been able to work for a couple goals to kind of at least stabilize in this game, if not really start to close the gap.
Yada bringing Quaffle back down, looking to drive into the center of the lane. Yada passing over to Morella. Morella trying to dodge a beat. Ball on the ground. There's a tackle in the middle of the field. And it's going to be a Washington turnover here as Morella is just wrapped up easily by Cole.
Yeah, more great physicality there from the Admirals, but I also like that we're getting a little bit more interesting looks here from the New York Beaters as they try to get more parity. Jason Rosenberger is able to force a throwback from Katrina Hicks without even throwing his ball, just with some pump fakes. And if you can do that, you're going to create some opportunities for your team.
All right, Justin Cole with Quaff on the left side, passing back up top to Farnan. Farnan back over to Cole. Cole looking to drive. Cole stepping in the middle, passes back to Heald. Heald to Farnan. Nothing home. And here comes Rosenberg. Beats Farnan, but gets the Quaffle back over to Cole. Cole dodges a beat and is going to take a reset.
Yeah, Rosenberg's been a spark plug on this beater game for New York after a slow start from the group going on, and there forces another reset just by kind of being all over the field, missing a beat early on, making one as well, and then just forcing that reset.
All right, second chance for Washington to try to score. Rachel Heald on the far right side of the field, looking to try to make something happen. Just probing that side, Heald.
Yeah, the Washington Beaters, though, are playing so far back that it's allowing the New York Beaters to have the entire zone, and there's another beat on Hicks there.
Yeah, Rosenberg just taking over. That Quaffle, that pass from Farnan is just going wide over Heald's head, and it's going to be a turnover New York ball.
Yeah, and this is what we thought New York might need to do if they were going to be really competitive or dominant in this series. They were going to need to win the beating game against this kind of new look Washington Admirals beater game, because as we've seen, there are very few holes to crack in the quaffle game of the Admirals.
All right, see what New York can do now. Mo Hagag looking to drive. Hagag tackled by Jenner. His shot goes high. No good. Chase Aronsebi looking to pick up. He gets beat immediately there by Bernie Burgess, and it's going to be a turnover. Admirals ball.
Yeah, Aronsebi had a big weekend at the Super Series in the 3 games that he played, rejoining the Titans crew after being in Boston for a couple of years. Definitely making his presence known. It's going to be a different test, though. This is a much more stout defense. He's not going to have the kind of physicality edges he had in that series, so we'll see what he does. And that's a real quick reset by Heald there. A little bit unfortunate.
Phil Kane is just super far up the pitch, and Admirals is not doing anything about it. Quaffle over to Heald. Back to Cole. He almost got a double reset. Kane looks for a beat on Cole. Gets it. Quaffle loose on the ground. Here comes Crawford to pick up, and Crawford, easy goal. Oh, Admirals, just sloppy mistakes leads to an easy New York goal.
Yeah, but I mean, what can your qualifier carriers do if your beaters can't even get you so much as into the defensive zone? And I think Melissa Smith is now having to sub in probably a little more sooner than she wanted to, because she hasn't been off the field for that long.
No, she hasn't. A lot of subs coming in for the Admirals. John Hogan in at chaser, or as well as Julia Rankin in at chaser. Coney Nardone back in at beater, and I believe that's Ben Mertens at keeper.
And again, Rosenberg immediately has the beat, and it's going to be another high press from the Titans.
And Hogan now bringing pressure here at the top by Hagag. Hogan gets beat by Rosenberg. Hagag's going to get the loose ball. Hagag driving down the center of the field. He's all alone. He's going to score easy.
Yeah, and this has been a clinic by Jason Rosenberg with help from Phil Kane as well. And just like that, I think Washington might need to take time out here, because they're going to need to figure something out, or this early lead they had might completely get away from them.
Oh, absolutely. Now, with this first time out from the Admirals, feels very much like a game of bludger dominance and who's winning the beating game. Ethan, Washington had the bludger advantage early and was making beautiful pass plays to score. Now New York has the bludger dominance. They're finding easy little drive and dishes to score. If you're trying to make these plays, what do you need to do to sort of contain bludger control and give your team these opportunities?
Well, I think the problem is the Admirals beaters are almost behind their quaffle carriers. Like, they seem almost scared to go into the defensive zone. They need to challenge Jason Rosenberg a little bit more aggressively, or otherwise they're just going to keep pressing higher and higher up the field. I mean, you've been on field with, when Max Havlin has complete control over a pitch and there's nowhere on the pitch that a quaffle player can go. There's nothing you can do. It's up to these beaters to, be a little bit more aggressive and really challenge in these exchanges.
Yes, I definitely agree with that sentiment. And looks like we're going to come out of the timeout. Washington's going to have quaffle around the same lineup of the field, see if they make some subs here.
Yeah, and the Admirals did finally get bludger control, which they didn't have for that entire stretch where things were getting away from them. So it's going to be important to maintain it, even if that means being a little bit conservative defensively. And then we'll see what this offense can now start getting done now that they can hopefully finally move into the offensive zone.
Yeah, and the key really in this bludger game for Washington has been Nardone and Smith, the two old Maryland alums, really keeping this beating game solid for them. All right, Mertens looking to bring Quaffle up the center of the field, slowly, patiently bringing it up, passing over to Rankin. Rankin back to Mertens. Just being patient, looking to attack. Mertens dodging is going to get beat. Fires off to Hogan. Hogan trying to drive through 3, and it's just immediately wrapped up by Crawford. Hogan trying to get the ball loose. Ball's on the ground. Lots of people fighting for it. And John Jackson's the one picking up. He's going the other way. Jackson past Mertens, and Jackson's going to score.
Yeah, and that was just sloppiness because the beaters got overextended trying to help too deeply on a quaffle game that had kind of fallen apart already because Mertens had been beat. Hogan tried to drive through Taylor Crawford. Well, sure, Tyler managed to do that earlier in the game, but that's not something that's going to happen with much success. And you see the quick subs out of that quaffle line. We're going back to the line one, the one that was having a lot of success for the Admirals.
Yeah, this is a line that went on a 4-1 run for the Admirals, so potentially a chance for it to continue. Sheridan looking to attack, trying to avoid the budget. Hogan over to Trudeau. Trudeau's shot is good as he finishes past Aaron Sebia. A beautiful finish from Trudeau, but New York is looking to run. JC Arencibia bringing Quaffle up, pressured by Sheridan. He's going to slow it down.
Yeah, that was the exact same look New York's been giving where Jason Rosenberg blows up a play and they press high. But this top line is so good at moving the ball around that they just created an offensive play with no bludgers and with the other team pressing 2 bludgers.
All right, New York are with Quaffle, center of the field. Old John Jackson trying to look for an attack. Calls over Kerry Donnelly to potentially beat out a chase here for him. Jackson over to Arencibia. Big beat by Rosenberg in the middle. Arencibia going to try to fake on Sheridan. Passes back up top to Jackson. Jackson looking to attack on Hogan. Back over to Arencibia. Arencibia tries to go over Trudeau. He gets tied up. Trudeau just grabs his arm and says, nope, you're not going to score like that over me.
Yeah, I told you that Arencibia might be up for a bit of a different challenge today than he got a couple weeks ago. And Tyler Trudeau, just the strength in his hand to grab Arencibia's arm and say, no, no, no. Trudeau always has been one of the best keepers in the game in kind of playing defense at someone charging the hoops. Showed it why there.
Colin Bourne coming in a beater for Washington, trying to make his first appearance of the year. Bourne looks for being a Rosemary. Trudeau passes Quaffle over the top, trying to find Sheridan, but that pass is going to go too high. It's going to be a turnover. New York's ball.
Yeah, one of the first mistakes we've seen from this line offensively, Trudeau got himself into what I kind of call no man's land on a Quidditch pitch when you're the ball carrier, exactly even with the hoops, because the passes you can find are just so difficult. And I think he was looking for Sheridan, but the cut Sheridan was making was never going to result in much danger anyway.
All right, here comes New York looking for another offensive opportunity. They've really changed this game around ever since the early 4-1 run, and they're on a 5-1 run of their own. David Fox looking to attack, passing across us. Here's a beat on this play. Peter Lawrence not able to make the play, and Brian Mulcahy cleans it up.
Yeah, and just kind of to show what this Admirals team is showing, we were talking to Colin Bourne for the first game. First time basically ever playing the position in competitive Quidditch. Comes from the West Virginia program. Here he is playing MLQ in the beater position, and obviously in a big moment.
And Rosenberg gets a quick engage. Trudeau trying to do a little give and go with Julia Bear. Tries to find Sheridan, but the ball's on the ground. And David Fox is picking up for New York. Fox, not going to break up the field, just slows it down. Gets wrapped up, but finds John Jackson. Jackson, Quaffle in the center. He's got beaters around him. Rosenberg gets a beat on board, and Jackson looking to attack. Finds Peter Lawrence, and Peter Lawrence is going to score.
Yeah, it doesn't get any freer than that when Rosenberg completely blows up the play, leaves no bludgers. I mean, clearly has been the MVP in this game one for the Titans because he's completely changed the game around by just dominating on both sides of the ball.
50-70 the score. Rosenberg a big factor right now. Trudeau trying to change this game now. Going to slowly bring Quaffle up the field. Washington finally having bludger control, though. Trudeau on the left side of the field. Just slowly looking for something. Passing over to Sheridan at the top. Sheridan. It's going to get beat there by Rosenberg. Fox is going to pick up, but he gets beat. Now Trudeau's going to be on the loose ball. Trudeau's looking to drive. Finding Julia Bear. Julia Bear scores. Easy goal.
Yeah, Bear with her third of the day already. Just being really slick, finding some holes in the zone. And again, it was the chaos with all the beats that has been benefiting Admirals on a lot of these half-court sets.
Jackson's going the other way, though, and he's going to score right back at you, says John Jackson.
Yeah, good end-to-end recognition. We've seen plenty of that. I mean, it's really been a frantic pace to the beater game, probably kind of a result of the lack of experience kind of coming out here, a bit more of a scramble than we see it a lot of times at this high level.
And Katrina Hicks coming back into the game for Washington at beater, as well as Bernie Burgess.
Yeah, this pair struggled with Rosenberg their first time in. Let's see if they've talked on the sidelines and come up with any new ideas.
Ooh, a nice little pass play
Yeah.
between Burgess and Hicks to make that play. A Julia Bear, quaffle behind the hoops, finds John Sheridan. Oh my God, that was not a clean hit.
Yeah, we're going to see what head ref Ricky Nelson does. Yeah, he's reaching in his pocket for the red card. That's going to be a textbook defenseless receiver there. Really nothing to be argued. A tough one there from Peter Lawrence because it's going to give the Admirals the 2-minute one-player advantage. But, yeah, I also just wanted to highlight that we were talking about them finally trying something new, and you mentioned that little pass beat there that they tried. It didn't give them bludger control, I don't believe, when all was said and done, but at least created the opportunity for the offense to do something.
Sheridan looking to score, and he does immediately on the reset. Sheridan fakes one way and shoots the other way.
Yeah. Easy enough there from Sheridan. I expect a player of his caliber to put that one in. Obviously, U.S. Developmental Academy really been making his mark through the Maryland program and now beyond.
70-70 the score now. About 18 minutes in, very close to the 20-minute end of the half. Yada coming back into the game for New York. Still hasn't crossed the midline, being pressured very high by Julia Bayer. Frank Minson back in at beater for New York. Now Yada crosses. Yada over to Fox. Over to Arancibia. Arancibia looking to drive on Mulcahy. Can't find anything. Arancibia jumps over a beat.
Oh.
Nice little piece of athleticism from Arancibia as he just stays patient and keeps it on the outside. Does a great job keeping control for his team. Arancibia faking over Sheridan's head, looking to drive there, just fooled him there. Arancibia's shot, though, is no good. A lot of nice, fancy plays from Arancibia for no goal.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that entire series deserved a goal in the end, but he was not able to put it through. Kind of threw across his body. Never an easy shot to hit.
No, it's not, but nice little fun moments from a really exciting player like JC Arancibia. Admirals making some subs. Dale Farnan coming in, as well as David Littleton for the first time today. Tyler Trudeau bringing Quaffle up the left side again. Got Katrina Hicks with him. Behind the hoops, pass to Littleton. Littleton over to Farnan on the back far left edge. Pressured by Ella Silver. Now Trudeau has Quaffle.
Yeah, the Titans have changed into a zone here since they're killing that penalty, keeping 2 by the hoops.
Trudeau just being really patient. Trudeau back over to Bear. Very slow are the Admirals playing, even though they're trying to score on a penalty. And that penalty is killed as Lindsay Morella comes back in. And Littleton behind the hoops, back over to Bayer. Bayer pressured. Passes over to Littleton. Littleton looking to drive on Yada. Littleton's shot.
Good.
He's good. Nice little flick shot from David Littleton, scoring on the top hoop there.
Yeah, I like the patience, and they finally just found a chance to kind of attack through, though I think we might be getting some – I think this call might be coming back. New York seems to think that there might be a foul going their way.
Unsure what the foul would be here. We'll see what the call is on the field.
It's a tough one because you want this goal, obviously, late in the first period, the secret floor period of the game. It does look like that one came off the board there.
Yeah, it is going to come off the board. It is 70-70, about 19:30 in the game. Could be the last possession of the game, or the last possession of the half. Yada bringing Quaffle up the center, crosses the midline. New York looking to get bludger control back. Minson goes for a beat on Burgess, nothing home. Another beat from Minson. Yada's just being patient behind. Yada trying to attack on Littleton. Passes over to Morella. Morella back to Yada. Yada, again, slowly being patient, taking a rip. And that shot's no good. Going to be a turnover, Washington ball.
Yeah, a little bit forced there. The pressure came up a little high. Looks like Washington will be able to bring bludger control into the secret floor as long as they're careful with it here. Looks like Frank Minson tried to make a little attempt during that sub, but did have to back off when all was said and done.
And smart play there for Minson to back off with Nardone and Smith coming back in. This has been Washington's top beater pair, and they have re-entered this game. Tyler Trudeau looking to immediately cross the midline here. Trudeau just slowly being patient. Minson tackling Nardone, but nothing home as Nardone's just going to shake it off, grab his bludger. Trudeau guarded by Fox really intently, the former Emerson teammates. Just playing very slow as they kill a penalty. Julia Baer back in for Washington. Trudeau all the way over top to Bear. That pass is going to sail very high, but Julia Bear is going to run it down. She's going to find Littleton. Littleton making a pass over to Farnan. Farnan back over to Trudeau. Trudeau trying to handle it. He gets beat, and it's going to turn the other way for Arancibia. Arancibia trying to make a play. Passes over the top. No one home. We are getting.
Yeah, I think we hit the 20-minute mark. Yep.
That is going to be the end of the first half right there for Washington and New York. The score is 80-70. Washington and with the lead entering the second half, which is the snitch half. Now, snitch half going to start at 35 minutes or 35 points snitch. There's going to be a set score of about 60 points above the leading score. Is that correct, Ethan?
That's correct.
I know it's going to be 140 points is going to be the goals to get.
Yeah, and we've got some really exciting young seekers that are going to be stepping out to the pitch. We talked about TJ Jenrette a little bit earlier, likely to be wearing the yellow headband for the Admirals, though we could also see some veteran presence. Tyra Trudeau has obviously a lot of experience seeking as well. On the New York side, we get Kellen Cupid, who's really a fireball for the team in the Super Series. We won't see Vinny Iannucci this weekend, who is also very solid for the team. But Mo Haggad could also be coming in as seeker for the Titans as we go through the snitch on pitch period.
And it should be a really exciting one. I think bludger control is going to be a huge piece of this one, just like we saw during the first half. All right, players coming back onto the field. Our snitch pitch is going to be Matthew Cooper. Currently, bludger control is with Washington with Nardone and Smith. Arancibia has Quaffle right around the midline. He's just going to pass it immediately back to Morella, who passes around her back to Yada, as Yada's going to clean it up, keeping Waffle possession with New York.
Yeah, and just a quick fix. The score is actually 80-70. We just need, in favor of the Titans, we just need to get that fixed on our scoreboard.
All right, here comes a drive on the beginning of this play. From Arancibia is wrapped up hard by Farnan. Passing way over the top, up to Jackson. Jenrette and Cupid are the seekers to start. Jackson throws Quaffle over to Arancibia. Arancibia's shot is no good. Can't find the goal, and Trudeau has Quaffle for Washington.
Yeah, Arancibia has had no shortage of good looks in this game and has just not been able to convert very much. I think maybe got one in a fast break, but not much in the half court to be seen so far.
All right, both Jenrette and Cupid getting a look at the snitch here, both going really intensely. Tyler Trudeau looking to drive down the left side, past Arancibia. He falls down, but he's going to find Heald, and Heald scores.
Wow, that's a heck of a play there from Trudeau to get this one knotted up at 80. Falling and still being able to find Heald. Obviously, Heald is a big target to have, and she's able to make the most of it, finishing cleanly.
There is a yellow card here. I believe it's on Arancibia for, I believe, a neck tackle.
Yeah, and obviously it will serve no time because of the goal.
All right, the score is 80-80. Tie game. Set score is 140.
Trudeau picked up a knock, on that play, unfortunately.
That's a bad thing for Washington. Can't afford to have him get a knock. Justin Cole coming to sub in, though, for Trudeau.
Yeah, head coach and one of the star players is walking off under his own power, so hopefully he'll be able to play the rest of the series, but wouldn't be surprised if that's the last we see of him in this snitch on pitch period.
And we're back. New York with Quaffle. A lot of beater exchanges right around the snitch. TJ Jenrette getting in an opportunity. That was close there. Jenrette again. This time he'll get beat. Cupid now with his first chance. Cupid looking to make a play on Cooper. Nothing home. Jackson looking to drive with a Quaffle. Passes back to Crawford. Crawford trying to attack on Sheridan. Sheridan trying to wrap up Crawford. But Crawford muscles through and scores. 90-80.
Yeah, I think Sheridan would love to have that one back. Open field, and Crawford did not have a head of steam, but was able to just kind of muscle his way through, keep his arm free, make the mid-range shot. Big goal there from New York. We're seeing Mo Haggad now in the beater game, which means I think we're just going to be seeing a lot of Kellen Cupid in the seeking game. But he's got a tough challenge because we've got a great snitch out here today.
All right, Cupid looking for an opportunity. Washington going the other way. Heald drops the pass there. Had a chance to score, and she couldn't hang on. Littleton now with Quaffle trying to pass behind the hoops to Sheridan. Sheridan fields it. Sheridan looking for a drive, passing over the top. It's Cole who's just going to rip it out of the hands of Molly Potter, and Justin Cole scores.
Yeah, Justin Cole might be the best off-ball target in this in this sport, just so good at finding space and also kind of deceptively tall there and was able to just get up to that kind of floating ball a little bit better than Potter and finish well. Tied up at 90 now.
Jason Arancibia in to see TJ Jenner goes for an opportunity. He's going to catch the snitch. It's there.
Yeah, but it was pretty aggressive. We're going to have to see what the refs decide here.
It was an aggressive go at it. If the catch is good, it makes the score 120-90.
But it's not going to be. He's headed to the box for a charge on that snitch.
Yeah, you can't put your head down. You can't just sprint right into a snitch like that. You got to set something up. You got to have the right amount of pace. Can't make that kind of contact.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see this. This really gives the New York beater some latitude to play a little bit in the quaffle game. They don't have to beat an opposing beater. All they have to do is just make sure Cupid's still getting some time out there. Though actually, I think it's Arancibia in the game now.
It is Arancibia. All right, Crawford with the quaffle on the left side, looking to attack on Sheridan, going around the end, round behind the hoops. Crawford trying to drive on Sheridan. Sheridan loses his broom. Crawford's going to keep driving, makes a pump, looks for the dunk, and Justin Cole just takes it out of the air.
Yeah, again, trouble finishing around the hoop. Stout defense from Admirals. Put two arms up in front, but I think we've got a catch from JC Arancibia.
That catch is good. It is going to be a 125-90 lead for New York, which would be a huge change from the beginning of this game where they were down. And in that catch looks very good. Arancibia and the snitch, Matthew Cooper, heading off the field. It is 125-90. New York is 2 goals away.
Yeah, and now 5 goals still needed here from the Admirals. They're really going to have to settle in, figure something out. They don't have bludger control at the moment either. Mohagog and I believe that's CJ Jr. out there are the ones possessing it. They do have quaffle possession, though, so we'll see if they can calm things down, not count themselves out too hard. But it's such a tough break. Obviously, that charge gives Arancibia free time for a whole minute, and he's able to take advantage of the power play and come up with the grab.
140 is the set scored. Believe New York is going to restart with this quaffle. Unsure where the snitch catch happened on that play.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they say.
And it is going to be Crawford with it. Crawford's looking to drive. He's just going to drop the ball there as he got wrapped up, and it is going to be Washington quaffle.
Yeah, more nice, solid defense there from the Admirals, really holding on to their last line of defense.
Cole bringing quaffle up the field. Colin Bourne and Melissa Smith with one bludger trying to get control back. Pass over to Bear. Bear on the left side. Washington has liked being on this side for most of the day.
Bludger control back with Washington now. Nice play by Smith there.
Quaffle back up to Cole. Cole looking to drive. Cole fakes. He shoots. No good off the side of the hoop. Washington is going to be able to pick it up. It is Littleton, I believe, with it behind the hoops, and he's going to get another possession for Washington. Nice little rebound there for Littleton to be able to keep possession.
Yeah, I have no issue with Cole taking that shot, especially knowing he had the teammate there to collect the rebound.
Littleton on the far right side. Looking for anything. Passing over the top to Cole. Crawford's going into contest. Cole's shot is good. Justin Cole with a beautiful two-handed shot.
Yeah, he's just so good at slipping into those little holes in the defense and just kind of faded in from the other side. Littleton, who he's played with for a long time, going all the way back to UNC, finds him, and just really nice composure and body control to be able to even get that shot off into the top hoop.
125-100 is the score. Set score is 140. 2 goals away is New York. 4 is Washington. Antoine Giron into the game at beater for New York. Trying to get bludger control back. Lindsay Morella. Over to Jackson. Jackson calling over Fox. Nice little handoff there. Sheridan gets beat. Fox hand off to Jackson. Jackson looking for a lane. Jackson driving. Jackson shooting. Jackson scoring. 135-100.
Yeah, great. I mean, the New York Titans quaffle players know what they need, right? They just need a couple more goals by any means necessary. They were patient. They just let their beaters create chaos. I'm not even sure if they came away with bludger control, but they came away at least with a long enough no bludger situation to put the goal in and make it 1-goal game away from a win here for the Titans.
Well, good news, though, for Washington. Tyler Trudeau able to come back into this game. Trudeau and Mulcahy at chaser and keeper. I believe that's Mari Ovig in at beater. Trudeau on the right side of the field, looking to try to make something happen. Knows he can't give up a silly turnover. There is a call.
Looks like the referee's signaling possibly a push from behind or some kind of illegal push, but we'll see what the call is.
It's going to be a yellow card on Brian Mulcahy here for a push from behind off ball. It's going to be a quaffle turnover for New York. That one's brutal.
Yeah, because the quaffle turnovers that sudden because of a penalty is going to mean that basically everyone's out of position. It does look like, I believe it's Melissa Smith, does have possession enough to slow it down. And yeah, it is bludgeon control with Washington. But still, New York now, all they need is a goal. Doesn't matter if they come away with bludgeon control and they're up a quaffle player. This is a golden opportunity for a golden goal.
Absolutely. David Fox bringing quaffle up the left side of the field, or right side of the field. Fox with Jerome in front. Fox looking to drive. Fox passing over to Morella. Morella shoots. She scores from Ors.
What body control there from Morella. That pass was way low, basically at her feet. She's able to get down to it, stay on Broom, make the grab and release before the defense is able to adjust her. That is why she is one of the deadliest off-ball chasers in the game. Makes it happen. And New York's going to take the first game of the series in a exciting one, one that kind of had ebbs and flows. Washington come out early, but I think New York's beaters really set the tone here and would hope to carry that into game two.
Absolutely. And a big performance from Rosenberg to make it happen. New York wins 145 to 100. We're going to see you later for game two.